Cobra Kai fans, we have a new tease for part 3 of Cobra Kai season 6, and it comes in the form of a Sensei Wolf. Now, in a recent interview with Sharp Magazine, Lewis Tan spoke a lot about his career and also playing the role of Sensei Wolf, as we know is one of the new and big antagonists of Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 and Part 3. I would definitely recommend you reading this article. It's really cool what was put in there. It's a great interview, so check it out. Link will be in the description. And we know Lewis has had a very big year with being in Cobra Kai and of course with Deadpool and Wolverine. I think we are going to see so much more come from the character because he is a big part of the next 5 episodes. And in a specific part of this interview, right towards the end of the article, there is a slight hint. Lewis Tan says that viewers are going to see a softer side of Sensei Wolf, and in fact he peels back the layers of his character, and Tan's performance on Cobra Kai becomes a microcosm of his work as a whole. For Tan, acting prompts self-reflection. Each role enriches his connection to those around him, and with the 3rd installment of Cobra Kai, he hopes that viewers will share the sentiment, as he puts it, understand a more intimate part of me and what I'm trying to do just by watching the work. I think this is a very sentimental thing for Lewis Tan, but the fact that he said we're going to see a softer side of Sensei Wolf is intriguing. Now, my theory is that he might actually be going easier on Axel, or it could be that he might feel for Axel because of the aftermath of Part 2's Sekai Tokai Brawl, and maybe he knows that Axel's being seen as a complete villain because of what happened with Kwon, and perhaps Wolf is going a little bit softer on Axel because he knows everything that he puts into his head to being the fierce competitor that Axel is, and without him, Axel wouldn't have been a champion. And we know how they do have an abusive dynamic. Sam LaRusso witnessed that with her own eyes in Part 2, that Wolf would get very abusive if Axel had even done a drill wrong. That's a very old school outlook on martial arts. But the softer side and the layers of his character, it's going to be important to understand what made Sensei Wolf who he was. And we know he's a very evil villain, but is he Terry Silva evil? I mean, this guy did kill somebody allegedly in episode 9 with the Shaolin Sunset technique, which I'm sure kills your opponent, as we saw Silva laughs at this moment, just like it's a normal day in his office. And especially this version of Silva is unhinged. We know Terry Silva is the main antagonist of Part 3 with the Iron Dragon's dojo in the Sekai Tekai, but is Sensei Wolf going to actually lose a little bit of his edge? And is that going to play a part in overthrowing Terry Silva? And I'm not just jumping to conclusions that Sensei Wolf is going to betray Silva, but a softer side could mean something on where he realizes where he was wrong with Axel, and that in turn could be a moment if the Iron Dragons lose the Sekai Tekai. What if there's a moment at the All Valley Sports Arena where Terry Silva confronts Axel in a very similar way to the way Kreese was holding Johnny and calling him a loser because he came 2nd place in the final? That would definitely parallel the scene in Karate Kid Part 2, and perhaps Daniel will also confront Silva in this, or even Johnny, because he knows how Miyagi saved him. From that moment, Daniel reminded him of that in season 4. So what do you think we're going to see with the layers of Sensei Wolf, his backstory? I'm sure he's had a very crazy backstory, especially to get where he is. He's a 3-time former Sekai Takai champion. He runs the Iron Dragons dojo, who have won the tournament already. He's obviously very formidable, but what are we going to learn about him? Well, let me know in the comments, what do you want to see from Sensei Wolf in Part 3? Hit the like button, share this with your fellow Cobra Kai fans. Don't forget to subscribe for more here on Cobra Kai Nation. I'll see you in the next one.
John Lloyd. One of us is about to have a lot more fun than the other.
Cobra Kai Nation.
If you thought blah 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 was blah blah blah,